Okay, the next one, question 9, part A, write down the expected value of x. Now, if it says write down, it means you shouldn't be doing lots of sums. Writing down means you should just be able to look at it and say what the answer is. That's what the clue in the write down is. Now, I have to say, when I was doing this one evening, I was quite tired. I just didn't see that. I just thought, oh, I should use a formula, and I got into the nasty algebra, which you've already mentioned. But if you just look at that, what is the mean? You can just look at it and say what the mean is. Did anybody spot that? And if so, what enables you to do that? What can you say about those probabilities?
It would be 2 because it's in the middle and it's not equal and that's on the side.
Yeah. The mean is 2 because the probabilities are symmetric. So, whatever A is, if you sort of did it as a little bar chart, there's A, there's B, and there's A again over there. Where's the middle of that? Where's the average of that? Bang in the middle there, by symmetry. So the expected value of x there is 2 by symmetry. If there's one thing you learned from this part of the lesson today, if you see an A-level question where it's write down, you really shouldn't have to be doing sums and things. You should just be able to look at it and see. That was the clue. If you didn't do that, then, if you didn't do it by symmetry, you'd have probably done it by the formula, adding up each probability times by its x value, and you'd have got 4a plus 2b. That is not wrong. That is still a right answer. But it just it just makes life more complicated when you get further into the question. Okay?
1 mark.
I'll say that's 1 mark then, for part A. Part B. Given that the variance of x is 0.75, find the values of A and B. Well, let's work through first of all, assuming we know by symmetry it's 2, and then we'll look at the other way of doing it in a minute. If you know the expected value of x is 2, we have it also by a formula. We've got the 4a plus 2b, that's the formula version of it, the sigma px version. The variance of x is always the expected value of x squared, take away the expected value of x all squared, remember they're different things. The expected value of x squared, use the formula for that one, which is sigma px squared. Every x value squared times by its probability. Add those up, you get this bit of algebra down here. The variance is always equal to the expectation of x squared, which is that bit there, take away the expected value of x squared, which is this 2 squared here. So the variance, expectation of x squared, we've just worked out, take away the mean squared, and you know that's 0.75. That 0.75 is what's given to you in the question. So then you have an equation here. You know that all the probabilities have to add up to 1. If you add those together, you get another equation there. And if you've got 2 equations with an A and a B in both of them, you've got a pair of simultaneous equations. And then you can solve those 2 equations, simultaneous equations, and you can find out what your value of A and B are. And they could turn out to be 3 over 8 and 1 over 4, 3/8 and a quarter. If you didn't spot at the beginning that the expected value of x was 2, and that's what you're saying you worked with, I think, I'll just show you what happens. You do the same thing, you get the same thing here for the expectation of x squared, but you get this thing here. Instead of 2, you write this in here. You square it, you get into some quite nasty algebra, lots of stuff that has to be simplified. You do at the end get the same answer, but it's much more complicated and much more work. If you want to take this away, Laura, in a minute and compare it with exactly what you've got line by line, you're welcome to. But the best way of doing that one was spotting that the expected value at the start was 2 and then going through that. Do you know, are you able to see the process I went through to get that? What I would like you to do, if you didn't get that right, is to have another look at that yourself. Now you've seen the process, have another go. This work solution will be on the KRP hopefully later today anyway, so you can go and compare it as well. Both versions will be there. the one where you spotted it's 2 and the one without it 2. So the marks for that one, we've said 1 mark for part A, getting that 2 up there. I don't want to penalise you particularly heavily here. I'm going to say, and at the bottom, there's 1 mark for A, there's 1 mark for B. So if you haven't done that, you're not going to be too heavily penalised, because I realise that was quite nasty. So for that question, then for question 9, we're saying there are 3 marks. Okay, that will all appear on the KLP later today.